Hi, I'm Teresa Robinson, closing coordinator and realtor here at Expert Real Estate Team in Greer. And today we're going to talk to Melissa McCarson and Alan Stein about their experience as realtors. Alan has 40 years of experience, Melissa has 1. And away we go.
Hi, Alan.
Hey, Melissa. Hi. So good to see you here
today.
Good to
see you.
I'm excited about this, getting a chance to share what we've learned and what we've been talking about.
Me too.
I'm Alan Stein. I'm a broker in the offices of Expert Real Estate Team. I've got about 40 years experience in real estate, owning my own office, having 17, 18 agents working for me for many years, running model centers for builders and communities, even selling apartments, commercial, single family land. I've about done it all. And I'm glad to be with Expert Real Estate Team. They're a good group of people, and look forward to how we can help in this area to find the right properties for the right people.
Hello, my name is Melissa McCarson. I'm a realtor here at Expert Real Estate Team. I have been in real estate for 1 year now. I went to real estate school last summer and got my license. So Alan, what is your background and why did you get into real estate?
Well, growing up, my father was a machinist, and he always said, I don't want you doing what I am doing. I want you to work with your head instead of your hands. Mm-hmm. So I went off to school and was going to get a degree in chemical engineering. And I found out I liked people. I didn't like test tubes. Mm-hmm. I had a lot of problems standing hour after hour after hour in a laboratory with test tubes, not around people. So I shifted into pharmacy and then made a radical shift into building construction technology. Mm-hmm. So I got my degree in building construction, started out as a contractor, and immediately saw that without a realtor to help, I couldn't be very effective in selling my real estate property. Sales were tough back then. So I had a friend who had an office in real estate, and he invited me to come in and become a realtor in his office. I did that, and I never went back.
Oh, okay.
What about you, Melissa? How did you come about getting into real estate?
Well, I worked in corporate America, in automotive manufacturer for about 20 years, a little over 20 years. And, I think when COVID hit, like a lot of people, I just kind of wanted to reevaluate my life and how I wanted to spend time. And I realized that I worked really hard, but I was helping other people, mainly the corporations. And I just wanted to do something where I was helping people. Kind of like you, where you wanted to deal with people. I feel like that was a really good choice for me, and so far I have loved it. I've met so many different people.
Well, that's one of the benefits that I've also seen is I really have enjoyed the people that I have worked around. Mm-hmm. I've worked with some top executives coming into towns and to corporate leaders, and even sold a number of public servants, police officers, and others that I just got to really feel like I had. Every time I turned around, I had a new friend. Mm-hmm. It was working well.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things. I've just met so many great people, and just being able to help be a part of that process, because we know buying a house, that's one of the biggest purchases most people are going to make, and just helping guide them through that's been very rewarding for me.
So in your first year of real estate, what have you found is the most enjoyable part? You've already said that you enjoy working with people, but tell me a little more about it.
And I have learned that there are so many places in the upstate that I haven't been to, and they're beautiful places. I didn't even know they existed. So I'm kind of enjoying that too, just getting out and exploring the upstate with my clients, and that's been a lot of fun for me. And what about you, Alan?
Well, going into a new community myself, I've only been in real estate in South Carolina for a little over a year. I spent most of my history in Florida. Mm-hmm. And being here, I enjoyed going out and learning all the different parts. What I love about the area is the roads. They don't go straight like they go in Florida. They go up and down and sideways. I enjoy driving everywhere. I enjoy the trees. I've noticed even people with shacks mow their yard and have nice flowers in the yard. It's a great place to live. And I'm so glad that I came here. My wife was the one who talked me into coming. I didn't want to come, but she said she wanted to be near the mountains, not in them, but near them so she could see them. And we have loved every bit of it since we've been here.
What's the most difficult part to you about being a realtor?
Being a realtor takes a lot of self-discipline. You have a lot of freedom with your time. So you can watch after the kids, you can go to meetings, you can do your laundry in the middle of the day, you can, homeowners, you can mow the yard, you can do whatever you want, but you have to have the discipline and diligence to stay active in real estate and follow up with all of your clients. So that was, because I had worked regular 40-hour jobs, that wasn't so much of a problem when I first started out. But that freedom at times can be too much, and you have to pull yourself back in and discipline yourself to put your nose to the grindstone and get something done, or you won't be successful in this business. So maintaining that discipline would be my most stressful or most serious part of the job. What about you? What have you found so far in your year?
Like you, that's part of it. After working 40 hours a week and knowing what I was going to do, that was a hard part as well, just getting my own schedule together. And then some other things that are difficult for me is things don't happen sometimes so fast. Have to be patient. Of course, also things come up out of the blue that have to be taken care of. So but I enjoy that, but that's one of the more difficult things too for me.
Well, I imagine most people want to work with someone who's smart, capable, and a little bit intuitive, that they can kind of anticipate their needs and what they're looking for and read between the lines. And you seem to have all of those capabilities in the so many months I've been around you. You seem pretty sharp and pretty capable. I think that a lot of clients that we work with are going to find you a joy to work with.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
So, Melissa, as you've started here almost a year ago, what resources have been beneficial to you? I know it's a different world today than when I first started, but what are you finding is helping you to be the agent that people are looking for?
I think I have been very fortunate to find LeAnne and this broker, this firm, because there's a lot of education out there. We work with Tom Ferry, and he's a great speaker, provides a lot of education. And then also we have a personal coach every week or every other week, and that helps me a lot. We have tasks, things that we have to be accountable for, and that helps me just move along a little bit. But with all the education that has been put out for us, that's easily to access, I think that's a really good thing for me. It's been very beneficial.
Excellent. I find that even with 40 years of experience, having the tools that are available today is so much different than when I started. When I started, they handed you a big book about an inch thick of all the listings in the neighborhood, in the community, and you had to go through there and find out what was available, and then you had to contact people. You had to carry keys to each job. They didn't even have key safes. So it was a different world.
It really is. It's amazing to me because I can't imagine that and how you could keep up with everything and get in touch with everybody that you needed to, because now everything with the MLS and the internet, everything's just right there. And
we didn't even have cell phones back then.
Wow, and that's amazing. So I think it was a lot tougher back then.
Well, it was, I was good at using those materials. So I would mark every time a new book came out every other week, I would spend hours and hours one night marking through it and looking for the good deals and the good properties and trying to find out what my clients, were interested in that was available. It's really no different in that regard. With the tools we have today, we can sort out and find them. But what I see happens more and more is our clients and our customers are finding houses themselves and calling us about them. That we have less research to do for them, What they're counting on us for is the ability to help them write contracts, to land those sales, to help with the financing, to do the closings, and make sure that there's a good understanding all the way around of what's coming up and what we need to do to get this property sold and closed. As I have gone ahead and matured in the process of real estate, I don't really see a lot of difference in working with clients. They want you to be honest. They want you to be truthful. That's required by law. And you've got to have some knowledge, either some intuitiveness about them or just knowledge about neighborhoods and properties and areas. And but once you tie down those things, the processes are pretty much the same. As you're finding out, you write a contract, you have to know how to put certain things in that contract to get it accepted. With the fact we're having 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 offers on a property, on the same property, if you're not good at helping learn or teach your clients how to put those things in the contract that will make it acceptable, they're not going to get accepted. You're going to have some unhappy clients. So I think that's one reason why customers and clients are looking for good realtors, is they want somebody that can carry them through the process successfully, not just somebody that can take an order and hope that something happens. And I see you developing in that way as well.
Thank you. Yeah, that's and that all goes back towards the training and just learning what my clients need and having that education that I'm getting to put those offers together to where they do look good and attractable.
I will confirm that with you. When I came here with almost 40 years of experience and I started looking at offices, I looked at 5 or 6 offices that were close to where I lived. And I found LeAnne's office, and she highlighted training was one of the specialties of her office. Plus she has a staff that helps, that we don't have things sliding in between the cracks, because she has people that watch over our listings, watch over our sales, make sure we're in compliance with the law, and that offer specialized training every week when we meet together, that we go over all of these things and all of the new listings, and we're really here to support our clients. And then she brings in national speakers on video that tell us about the economy and remind us what's going on with interest rates and mortgage companies. It's just a great process here. I'm very glad I found this office.
And me too. And with all that education that we get, it just helps us help our clients better.
I have already run into a number of other realtors. I can't say anything badly about them, but I will say they just don't offer the level of support that I have seen the training in this office provide to new agents. And I'm very, very glad that with the people I work with. So Melissa, as you've gotten started, what are you finding is your best support structure to keep you energized and moving forward in the industry?
I would definitely have to say my husband. He's been a huge support to me. He was very worried when I switched careers after 20 years. But he also supported me. He stood behind me, and he's seeing now how much I love what I'm doing. And he's just there and helping me along the way.
Excellent. Well, I'm finding the same thing to be true. As I'm sure, without family support, you can't survive in this business. Yeah. But my wife is an introvert. She doesn't like me to be home all day long. So she's glad to have me out and around, and she does give me support when I get a call at 8 o'clock at night saying, hey, I got some questions for you. She just says, oh, go ahead and take it. Leave the room, go to your office, and take the call. But she's very understanding. We've had to delay being places because I got in the middle of something. We've had to cancel things, and she's been extremely understanding. My children have all, since they saw me work for all these years in a situation like this, all now work out of their homes and in individual businesses, and they travel, and they find that a lot of what they saw happen with my wife and my relationship has worked out well and trained them and made them good at doing this in their families as well.
That's great.
Well, let me ask you, how are you finding the consistencies and inconsistencies of the business at this point?
Well, I think it's kind of crazy sometimes. sometimes I'm really busy, and just, one showing after another, and dealing with a lot of different people. Have a few different things under contract right now. I hope it stays that way, but when I first started, it wasn't that way at all. There was a lot of inconsistency. I'm hoping to keep building on the consistency, and I think that just takes a lot of hard work from me, making sure I'm staying in touch with the clients that I've been talking to, because a lot of times I get busy and I don't have time to talk with them. So as long as I'm staying in touch with them, I'm hoping that everything's going to stay the same. I have noticed that things have started leveling off for me personally. So, but that's fine, because it just gives me more time to focus on the clients I have at the moment.
Well, good. I'm seeing a wide range over the years of inconsistency. That it'll be just as hot and moving fast and forward as fast as you can, and then we'll turn around and you'll have almost no new business coming in. But the tools we have today, like our computer software where we keep track of all of our clients and customers, is you can save that information and delve into it when you have no impending clients, new clients. And it will keep you busy. And there's so much out there that you can do. It can just be nonstop. You do have to take a break from it every now and then. But if you're good in this business, and if you're going to last, you develop the ability to use those tools. And I find that even now, I've quit taking floor duty because I just have so much going on with what I have that I don't want any new clients right now, because I'm spending so much time working with my existing clients. Till I clean that list up a little bit, I've just said I don't need any more.
That's great. One day I hope to get there. But you're right though about the CRM. I guess the customer, to keep everything together has been a huge benefit for me.
So, Melissa, you've got your feet wet in the industry. You've had, I'm sure, a number of good clients, a number of problematic clients. You've seen a lot of things in the last year, as busy as things have been. What would your comments to be to somebody new that wants to come into the industry and try to land themselves in real estate at this point in time?
I think that for me, what I would recommend is just having patience. There's a lot of, I thought I knew a lot about real estate before I started, but I found out there's a lot that I didn't know. There's a lot to learn. Just be ready to put in that time to learn, and also don't expect everything's going to start just like that. It takes time, it takes energy, and it takes you have to really work at it. And it's not as easy as I thought it was. And that's one thing I would say is you do have to work at it.
Good. It sounds like you've developed some good attitudes and some work habits, and I'm sure you're going to continue to be very successful.
Thank you. And what about you? What would you recommend?
I would have to basically say the same things. When I started in South Carolina, after coming from Florida for so many years, it took me 4 months for my first sale. I had to relearn the systems, I had to learn the computer technology. It was different, the laws were different. I had to do some research. I was careful in what I did. In the last year, I put 30 sides of sales together, so it's paid off. But it took that diligence and coming in the office every day and working and dealing with clients and saving what they needed, and then many of them came back and bought afterward. You had to be patient. I myself looked at myself and said, is this going to work? It's been 4 months and I don't have a sale yet. And then all of a sudden, it started paying off. So it does take a while to get going. When I used to train agents in Florida, I found out that if they didn't have at least 2 sales in the first 6 months, they probably wouldn't make it. I'm finding that that's pretty typical. You only get a few sales in the first few months, and then it kind of blossoms after that. So I did have a young man ask me that he wanted to get into commercial real estate. And he said, what would you tell me would be the secret for me getting into commercial real estate? I said, well, commercial real estate is so specific, you better get around somebody who really knows what they're doing and has good training. And that's kind of what I found here in residential with all the agents, that the training and the experience of the people around them is what's going to help carry them through.
If you're looking to get into this career, don't be discouraged, don't give up. Just keep going at it. Like you said, it does pay off if you put in the work. You start seeing things come together, and that's very rewarding when that does happen.
I have found, again, it's a people industry. I like people. I'm an extrovert, so I enjoy being with people, responding with people, and just about every other client that I work with, it becomes a new friend. And I found that I really like that about the industry. Again, it's much better than test tubes. It fits my personality well. I found that helping always has its rewards. I've seen some people that could barely qualify for what they were doing. And part of my background, I was a mortgage broker for a national mortgage company. I was a vice president of 66 offices. So I have a lot of mortgage experience as well, and I'm able to put that to helping people instead of just turning them over to a mortgage broker. I can counsel them a little bit and get a little bit more specific with what their needs are and what they're trying to accomplish. And I've been fortunate to barely squeak by some people that other realtors had worked with and said, I can't help you. And I was able to get them the houses that they were looking for. So I think that's been a real blessing to me as well.
Thanks for watching. If you found value in this video, drop us a like and we'll see you in the next video.